Welcome to the Power of Offense with Keith and Rodney, and I'm your host, Keith, and right below me on your screen is your host, Rodney.
Greetings, peace to the gods.
Peace to the gods. Today, we're going to give you all our reaction to this Breakfast Club broadcast, all right? So we're going to get right into this. Fair use, fair use.
The Breakfast Club, bitches.
Now, I've been called a lot in my 23 years, but Donkey of the Day is a new one.
Yes, Donkey of the Day for Tuesday, February 23rd goes to 29-year-old Eric Spencer of Brooklyn, New York. Okay, let me tell you something. I am convinced, totally sold, on the fact that humans of a certain demographic have no idea between what's criminal and what's not criminal. And it's all social media's fault. Social media has created such a false sense of reality. It's such a virtual world.
Hell yeah. I'm going to stop right here. I actually agree with him on that. You know, you do have a certain demographic, right? Which is typically your listeners, Charlemagne, that don't know a damn thing about the law. But guess what? That's why we're here at the Power of Offense. We're here to entertain all of y'all, right? With legal commentary from a layman's point of view. Now let's keep going.
Where feelings are facts. Forget what actually is. It's all about how a person feels. So if a person feels like they want to let everyone know about something illegal they did, they just do it because they feel like it. You know, it's no consequences to their actions. And why should they?
Now let's stop right there. Didn't what he just said sound like the training manual to you, Rodney?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the training manual. All right, so this was issued to recruits of the U.S. Army. It's a citizenship manual. And like you see right here, it says democracy. Let's read this, right? Democracy, a government of the masses. Now we're going to skip down to right here, and I'm going to highlight this. We're going to start right here. It says attitude towards laws that the will of the majority shall regulate, whether it be based upon deliberation or governed by passion, prejudice, and impulse without restraint or regard to consequences. Now, that sounds like what I just heard Charlemagne the God say. What do you think, Rodney?
Yeah, that's exactly what he said.
Exactly what he said.
I don't know that he knew what he was saying, but he was just being honest. So you have to respect that.
You know what I'm saying? And obviously he see the problem, right, that's going on with these youth is that they are embedded and entrenched in democracy, all right? Because like we know here at the Power of Offense, all of our listeners know this, we don't have a democracy in America. We have a Republican form of government that's guaranteed under Article 4, Section 4 of our United States of America Constitution.
But because we have this experiment, takeover, coup, whatever you want to call it, called democracy, the conduct that Charlemagne is speaking of is a result of that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. It's a result of being miseducated, misinformed, being unintelligent as a result. So with that democracy taking place and how we don't have, or well, they're trying to strip away the authority of the parent to discipline, spare the rod, spoil their child, in addition to people like the parents are trying to be friends to their children as opposed to raising them. This is the result. So what he's talking about is a result of long-standing democracy experiments that's been going on for about 80-some years, almost 90-some years.
Absolutely. Now let's go back a little bit because Rodney, I want to make sure our listeners heard that again. All right.
Yeah.
Because like you said, I don't think Charlemagne know what he said, but he actually said exactly what we talk about here at the Power of Offense.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go.
Where feelings are facts. Forget what actually is. It's all about how a person feels. So if a person feels like they want to let everyone know about something illegal they did, they just do it because they feel like it. You know, it's no consequences to their actions. And why should they, feel like there's consequences to their actions? Social media every day is like the Wild Wild West. There's so much criminal activity happening on social media that I could easily see why people would think it's okay to show the things that they do. Okay, but guys and gals, newsflash. The FBI uses social media for investigations. Okay, they absolutely use social media posts to help identify and track down suspects. Yes.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. We actually just did a broadcast on this. You have something that's called the third party doctrine. We just talked about this. That the FBI, right? All of your law enforcement can go on social media and they can pull your stuff down, pull all your videos down, all this evidence that people are willingly, knowingly, and voluntarily uploading, right? And they can use it against you. It does not violate your Fourth Amendment right against unreasonable searches and seizure.
But what this actually does, going back to being miseducated, misinformed, and unintelligent, with social media, in my opinion, that's why I've never been on any of them, starting from MySpace or none of them, because I just understand the ramifications of that. Plus, I don't have time. But,
Absolutely.
But this is actually training people to waive their protections.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because those doctrines and the Fourth Amendment that you're speaking of are our protections to, if you want to commit a crime, or if that's the mindset or the road you choose to go down, good luck with that on the flip side. But if that's the route you choose to go, they're actually teaching you through the miseducation, this democratic setup of public schooling that we have, which doesn't involve civics nor the Constitution. You're actually waiving. You know what I'm saying? We're being encouraged to waive our constitutional protections through the use of social media. It's crazy, and people are willingly doing it. Like the one that we did with the 51 songs.
Yeah, the 51 murders.
To me, that was incredible. You know what I'm saying? What mindset? Murder has no statutory limitations in this life or the next. So you're gonna pay for that joint either way. And he's been convinced to actually rap about it, and has the audacity to be able to put a lyrical rhyme to it. The shit made sense. But what if you pay attention to what he's speaking of? He's been a witness against himself.
Yep, Driller and
these
WAP.
people are doing. These people are being witnesses against themselves, which I think is the Fifth or Sixth Amendment protection. You don't have a right to be a witness against yourself. So buying through social media, you're actually being a witness against yourself via the third party doctrine. I forget, Matt, where my book at? Because I don't like giving. Go ahead and talk about something. I'm gonna give you the exact one. Which one will you be a witness against yourself? With my glasses.
You said which one is
the fifth one?
Yeah, fifth. You talking about the Fifth Amendment?
Yeah,
it's the Fifth Amendment.
I like to be exact because you mentioned the fourth, and I knew the fifth was the one that.
Fifth Amendment. That's your Miranda. That's what the Miranda is based off of.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. And I gotta say, hey Rodney, Driller and WAP. I mean, I gotta be honest, the song cranks. It does. I'm not gonna say like it does, so I understand why the young people listen to it. But I mean, damn, I'm like, dude, you just waived your Fifth Amendment right and your Fourth Amendment right. You just waived both of them.
He compelled himself to be a witness against. So you cannot be compelled to be a witness against yourself. Social media is tricking us, or those who participate, into compelling giving away our rights. I mean, it's crazy.
Absolutely.
And they freely doing. How you gonna steal all that stuff and then go to the media and try to sell it? I mean, that's just uninformed, unintelligent, ignorant. I mean, that's crazy. But the main thing is it's sad.
Exactly.
You know
It is.
That's the main thing, that they can actually go online where the police actually laid out, hey, I don't want to investigate. You know, so let's utilize this thing right. Let's trick everybody into putting crazy videos out here just to get attention. You know, if you want somebody to like you, that means you seek attention. So the mere fact that you saying like and subscribe, that means people you seeking attention.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're putting a video out there, you want somebody to like it and subscribe, and people actually have the nerve to get upset and get suicidal and say you're being bullied if enough people don't like or respond in a favorable manner to what you're posting. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, this shit is crazy.
Absolutely. Now we seeking y'all attention here, y'all. So I want our listeners to know we're definitely seeking your attention here. All right, we want your attention. We want your family members' attention. We want your friends' attention. We want all of y'all attention. All right, because we got to make sure people are informed and intelligent. All right, and again, you can learn and still be entertained at the same time, and that's what we do here at the Power of Offense. You ready to keep going, Rodney?
Absolutely.
All right, let's keep going.
You can't be online with a bunch of drugs. You can't be online waving guns and threatening people. Trust me, the FBI, Facebook, and Instagram are just sitting around plotting on your dumb ass. And that's what happened with Eric Spencer. Do y'all remember weeks ago when you saw a bunch of brothers robbing a Soho channel store? What's it called?
Chanel,
there you go. Soho
channel.
Yeah, but remember when they did that in broad daylight?
Yes.
Now, if you're like me and you see the word Chanel and it translates to channel, then you act in your age. See, I don't go chasing Chanel. I stick to the Puma sweatsuits and Goodfella t-shirts from Target that I'm used to. So when I saw this crime, not only did I think it was just ridiculous that they were doing this in broad daylight, I said to myself, who they selling this stuff to? At a time like this, during this pandemic, you gonna steal channel bags and then take them around people who don't have any disposable income to buy them? I don't get it. But it's not for me to understand because I'm not a criminal. But Eric Spencer was indeed one of those guys in that channel store. What's it called?
Chanel.
Yeah.
Chanel, Charlemagne. Chanel.
Well, Uncle Charlotte, how did he get caught? I wonder. Let's go to ABC 7 New York for the report, please.
Ringleader of a brazen robbery at the Chanel store in Soho in Manhattan earlier this month has been arrested in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Prosecutors say 29-year-old Eric Spencer of Brooklyn, one of four men who burst into the store while it was open on February 2nd, grabbed nearly $190,000 worth of goods.
Damn, $190,000 worth of goods in a matter of seconds. Wow. Damn. All right, let's keep going.
Spencer allegedly brandished a gun during the heist. Prosecutors say the next day he bragged on social media that he could open a small boutique with what was stolen.
$190,000 worth of channel products.
Chanel.
You couldn't help yourself, huh, Eric? You know what's interesting? Even if there is no code in the streets anymore and nobody is teaching these kids how to move, what happened to learning from movies? Like, you can watch American Gangster once and realize why Frank Lucas shouldn't have wore that floor-length chinchilla coat, that fur coat, and that fur hat, okay? It cost him his whole operation. Kids, if you don't have OGs around, who are telling you not to bring that kind of attention to yourself, then listen to the movies. Then
I want to stop right here real quick, Rodney. Correction, Charlemagne. It was not just the fact that Frank Lucas wore the chinchilla, right, and had that hat on. That wasn't the whole reason why he got caught up. It was also because he sat in front of the mafia bosses. All right, he sat in front of them, and the mafia bosses showed him love and respect. Now, of course, anybody's going to question that, whether he's wearing a chinchilla with that big ass hat, right, or if he's just wearing a regular suit. Any law enforcement officer would question that.
Yeah. I think he probably talking about the way that they framed it in the movie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They framed it in the movie as if the coat was
the reason. But that was a part of it. See, in my opinion, Frank Lucas should have sat behind them. You get what I'm saying? And not wore that. And then he would have been moving smarter. But the whole fact that he was sitting in front of them, he's exposing and then spoke to them, exposed them right there, whether he was wearing a chinchilla or a basic suit. You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
But let's keep moving.
that watched an American Gangster. Listen.
What is that you got?
What's what, man?
Yeah, that. What you got on?
Very, very, very nice suit.
That's a very, very, very nice suit. That's a clown suit. That's a costume with a big sign on it that says arrest me. You understand? You're too loud. You're making too much noise. Look at me. The loudest one in the room is the weakest one in the room. I told you that.
Y'all dying for attention, getting arrested for attention. What about Goodfellas? The guys did a big score. All they had to do was lay low. De Niro told them, don't buy anything. Listen. Basically, what both those fictional gangsters are saying is attention is the worst drug known to man, and social media is y'all drug of choice. Now, let's update all of that for this era. What Eric Spencer did, damn, I started to say the equivalent of wearing the fur coat front row to the fight. You know, I started to say it's the equivalent of buying something after hitting a big illegal lick. But in fact, it's worse. Because cops can only assume you was doing something you had no business doing when you looked the part, when you look rich. But when you actually on social media with the items, you stole from the channel store, and you online saying, and I quote, so many double C items that he could open a small boutique. Now, what does that mean, Rich?
You know what that means, Charlemagne? That means that he gave law enforcement probable cause. That's what that means.
Yeah.
But let's keep going.
Negro envy. What does double C mean? Why?
That's the logo, Chanel logo. CC.
Two C's. I thought that's when you get ass shots.
CC?
Never mind. Listen, man. As much as I hate to see black men getting locked up, it's like y'all really be earning your charges.
I want to stop right there too. I don't feel bad seeing some of them get locked up. If you a monster, if you a black redneck, right? Shout out to Judge Joe Brown as well as Thomas Sowell. If you fit that category and you out here causing all these problems, like murder, theft, robbery, stuff like that, I don't feel no kind of way about your ass getting locked up. I don't. Now, hopefully you can be rehabilitated when you get locked up, right? And then you can be, allowed to be back out here with the us normal people, amongst the regular population. But other than that, I don't feel no kind of way about it, right? I don't.
Yeah.
And have no problem saying it. But let's keep going.
That's the truth.
Hey, life.
Say again, Rod.
That's the truth.
Indeed.
If you get what you deserve, and you get it because you deserve it, and the fact that Eric has 32 prior arrests, including 15 felonies, I don't think he will be seeing freedom anytime soon. And it's his fault. Okay? I don't even know what to tell you youngins anymore, because you don't know the difference between right and wrong. You don't know the difference between good and evil. You don't know the difference between crime or no crime. I would say this is a teachable moment, but y'all ain't gonna learn. Niggas gonna nig.
Niggas go. I didn't know they could use the N-word on radio. I didn't know that. I'm kind of
I don't
shocked.
see why they can't use that word. That's like freedom of expression. You know what I'm saying? That's just crazy.
Well, that's true. That's true.
The big scheme of it. They done sensitized. Done made it so sensitive to as a word. You know what I'm saying? The word, what does the N word actually mean? People need to do research on that.
I agree. But
it's real sensitive. But his show is almost like a Russ Parr show. Aren't they on regular radio?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know they could say that on regular radio. Yeah, they on regular radio.
Beep it out. You know what I'm saying? They may beep it out, but then on the video joint, they let it go, something like that. What you think?
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. I didn't even think of it like that. That's a great point. It's just personally, I agree with you as far as the word, but personally, I try my hardest not to use it. Personally, you know what I mean? Now, I don't get offended when people use it. I don't. You know what I mean? But I try my hardest not to use it because I actually view it as, I don't see how you can use a word that was used to demean you as a word of embracement. I don't get that. But some people say they use it as embracement, whatever. That's their right. Freedom of expression. I agree with you on that, Rodney.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, let's keep it moving.
Please give Eric Spencer the biggest hee-haw.
And it's Coco Chanel, just the CC.
I'm gonna tell you what happened.
I didn't hear the end of it. Can we play Guess What Race It Is?
You know good and well. Okay. All right. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something though. The reason this dude got caught is because Envy didn't do 12 Days of Christmas this year. If Envy would have did 12 Days of Christmas this year with Gia, he'd have bought all them channel bags.
And they should now.
He'd have bought all them hot channel bags. Okay. All right.
But I don't buy stolen property
anymore, right?
Not anymore. I don't buy stolen property anymore.
That's a crime. That's very smart, DJ Envy. Buying stolen property is a crime.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said anymore.
No, it's serious.
Why not though?
Bad karma.
True.
Bad karma.
True.
I feel like if I buy something stolen, then you open up the gates for somebody to come and rob me.
That's a good point.
That's a good point. That's a good point on a esoteric level. That is a great point.
Yeah.
So I don't buy anything stolen.
But if it's stolen from a store, now if it's stolen from a person, that's different. But if it's stolen from a store,
brand new tags on it.
Yeah, that's a little different.
What's the difference?
Whose karma is it?
The store's still losing.
I don't own a store. If I don't own a store, I don't have to worry about that kind of karma.
Baby.
Let me stop right there because I want to say this. I agree with what DJ Envy is saying because stealing from a store, right? Or let me say this: buying stolen merchandise, right? It's a crime. No matter who is selling it to you, it's still a crime. Now, a store is a corporation, and corporation have shareholders, right? It's somebody that owns that corporation. So when you steal from them, it's still individual people that are losing money. So it's still wrong. It's still a crime. Still wrong.
Yeah, it's still a crime from the standpoint of stealing, because morally you're not supposed to steal. Period.
Right.
Systematically, we shouldn't be in a situation where people have to steal. So that's a whole different show. People shouldn't be in a situation to where they have to steal, and stealing at any level is wrong. But as far as the corporations and the corporate directions who would lose money, I think they get paid off the insurance money. But the point about stealing is wrong in general. I do get Charlamagne's point as far as stealing from an individual who will work hard for their money, even if you're stealing from a rich person, because a lot of rich people have insurance as well. But either way, you shouldn't have, stealing is bad.
Exactly. And let me say this, Rodney. This young man, I ain't mean to cut you off, but this young man that got caught up for stealing Chanel, right? This young man don't appear to be hurt to me. Not from the standpoint where he's broke, disgusted, poor, destitute, where he doesn't have anything or anything to eat. That's not what I saw. Matter of fact, the man looked like he eats well. He looked like he works out just like we do, Rodney.
Yeah, he trying to come up. That's all that was.
That's all it was. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But let's keep going.
If you're listening, he got a point. Babe, if you're listening, he got a point. Because if it don't come from a person and it come from a store, store got insurance.
That's what I'm saying. They gonna be all right.
And that bag probably only costs $200 to make, and they sell it for $5,000.
Now listen,
babe, if you listen, he got a point.
Basically, he just said the same thing you said, Rodney. But let's keep going.
Yeah.
Encouraging stealing at all. We're just having a hypothetical hood conversation about if you buy stolen goods. Okay, if you buy stolen goods, if you buy them from somebody that stole from an actual person, I think that's bad karma. If they stole from a store, I don't own a store.
As long as
you getting nervous thinking about that sale.
Because it sounded good now. It sounded good now. How many other people ran up in that channel store, as Charlamagne was saying? It was 3 other people?
You want to go to the channel store right now. You want that herpes discount. What's it called?
Not herpes, it's herpes, man.
Yeah, there you go.
Nah, we don't buy no stolen products, man. Not
right,
no
and despite the pandemic, by the way, I was reading about how Hermes bags are still, those Birkin bags are still flying during this time.
Who would know?
Let me just stop right there. I say this. I mean, I thought that was a hot show that Charlamagne, the God, and DJ Envy, and what's her name, Angela Yee, that they
wasn't what she sounded like someone who was on a radio show here.
You know what? She may have been back in the day. You may be right.
I think she might have been like a Joe Clear show, something like that. I think she might have been on Joe Clear joint.
Yeah, you may be right. Yeah. I mean,
that's what she sound like.
Yeah, she does. I mean,
very familiar.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I think you're right, actually. But I mean, I think they did a hot show, Donkey of the Day, and definitely that young man is a donkey, because that was some dumb ass shit that he did.
Yeah, that's crazy right there. That's
excuse my language, but that was dumb.
that's inexcusable.
Exactly. So all you young people, all of y'all that don't know what's going on, again, you need to continue listening to us here at the Power of Offense, because we entertain you with legal commentary from a layman's point of view. You can learn something and be entertained at the same time.
Absolutely.
And we like to thank all of our listeners.
Once again, we appreciate it.
Yes, indeed. Please share, like, and subscribe. We want the viewership. We enjoy it.
That's right. We're seeking attention. We're seeking attention to wake people up.
Attention.
To help you out with the same way we were helped.
Exactly. So peace. We'll catch y'all on the next one.
All right. Peace.